Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on Striker. Now the important thing that I wanted to talk about in today's video was actually going to be using Striker as an alternate hard breacher to Hibana. Now the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because one of the main issues that I feel like Hibana tends to have is the fact that our weapon has only 20 bullets, which in general isn't usually that big of a problem. However, one of the things that I noticed that happens quite frequently when you do play Hibana is that when you have to take multiple gunfights in a row, it's very difficult. So one of the things that I've been doing recently that I feel like is actually a really good idea overall is actually playing Striker, and the idea that we're going to be looking for is that we're going to be essentially using the hard breaches as well as the breach charges. Now typically you could run the EMPs as well to make sure you're getting open the hatches no matter what. You could do that as well. However, I personally liked doing the hard breaches with the breach charges so that way I can still make vert. Now this round is going to unfortunately turn into a 2v5 position, and the reason for this is because what's going to end up happening is the enemy team is just going to be making a lot of like flank plays and they're going to get a lot of easy picks on us. I'm going to go ahead and refrag one of my teammates for back archives in this position, and then what I'm going to actually do now is that since I know the enemy team in this position is going to be playing over by east 90 side in this position, I'm going to actually start driving one of my drones over to 90 to make sure nobody's crossing over towards 90 for lockers. But here's the thing that I want you guys to understand is that there's still at least one more person upstairs. We're going to get a ping from it for one of my teammates here that there's going to be one more guy upstairs over by security side. My Ram is actually holding his run out basically towards security, so what I need to do, or towards courtyard, excuse me, so what I need to do in this position is I need to peek the window to get rid of this guy that's playing inside a break room. Now one of the things that you saw earlier during this clip is that the hatch was actually cated in this position, and I don't have EMPs to actually get rid of it. So one of the plays that you guys can actually go for when you're attacking the bathroom teller's bomb site is you can actually go for this workshop hatch. Now this hatch might also be cated depending on what type of team you're dealing with, but the thing I usually notice is that if you toss one of your breach charges down, kind of like how you would with Hibana on that specific hatch, there's a really good chance you'll be able to splash damage the K-Claw off the hatch, so you'll usually be able to get it open like that. I'm not saying it's like impossible for them to like completely protect that hatch, but you also have this play as well where you drop into back workshop after making a ton of vert for your breach charges as well, because they can't get all three hatches, so back workshop is a completely good option in this position. So we're going to go ahead and rotate into bathroom. One guy shot me towards the teller's head hole, so I'm going to go ahead and look towards walking into bathroom here. I'm going to look to try to make a plant here because my Ram's going to have a cover cross position for me. And what's going to end up actually happening here is my Ram's going to go ahead and get one pick, but he's going to get traded out. And then the last guy's going to try to go for the kill on me, but I'm going to swing crouch and I'm going to end up getting a free kill into him because he's expecting me to just pop up right away and look for the insta refrag. But if I play nice and slow, relaxed, crouch peek him, I'm going to go ahead and get myself a free kill to secure the round. And think about it, it kind of makes sense, you know what I mean? He knows exactly where I am because of where I planted, so if I spring up right away, that's going to be exactly what he expects. So the easiest play, or the play that makes the most sense to catch this guy off guard for that gunfight in particular, is going to be to actually crouch peek into him, basically. And I've actually been noticing this a lot recently in my games recently, is that when you crouch peek into somebody, especially like higher champ players, like a lot of times they're aiming pre-level, head level, right? So what that means is that if you crouch peek into them, there's a really good chance they're just like gonna be aiming over the top of your head just off rip. Now don't get me wrong, there is a world where people are just pre-aiming you crouch, so you don't always want to do it, but I do highly recommend it in like those lower, or not lower, excuse me, those higher champion lobbies. Now next up we're going to be over on Oregon. We're going to be attacking the downstairs bomb site. Now this one I did bring EMPs on so I can try to get the meeting hatch. There's a little play that I want to go for where I'm going to be trying to drop the meeting hatch, and I'm going to do it very aggressively. There was a mute that was playing aggressively for the hatch in this position, but we're going to go ahead, and I believe he actually like lags out on the back stairs, so that's why we're able to walk in. We're going to go for this play though, guys, where we're going to go ahead and just skite drop the hatch. This is just when you like put any like hard breacher on the hatch and then you just drop it immediately. And typically people don't really expect this. I did actually have two guys looking at me in this position, but they unfortunately were not able to hit the shots on me, so I got a free double kill. And I'm telling you guys, when you drop that hatch like that and you just kind of send it, a lot of the times you're going to get free kills. After getting those 2 kills, we're going to be positioning ourselves over by laundry here, and my teammate's going to go ahead and get a plant down. Now, one of the enemy players is going to be Freezer here. He's going to kill one of our teammates, but we're going to go ahead and swing aggressively to look for the refrag, because he shouldn't know how deep I am, because I did drop the hatch aggressively. So I get myself another free kill on the Goyle, and the last guy, Malusi, is going to be going for a backstairs walk down in this position. He could technically go meeting hatch, but we're going to get audio for it, so we'll be able to react regardless. But he's going to go ahead and try to walk down the back stairs right here. I'm going to go ahead and get myself another easy kill. That's a nice little off angle, by the way, for back stairs. Highly would recommend that one. I feel like I typically never see people play that angle in particular, but now that I see it and like see how deep the angle goes, I feel like I'm kind of wondering why nobody actually does play that off angle like that, because you're basically guaranteed to get damage on somebody trying to swing aggressively for the back stairs. I guess there is a world where somebody could hug the right side, but more than likely you're probably going to be getting yourself free damage on people or getting free kills on them. Probably would need like some kind of ACOG though to make it work perfectly, but right here, we're going to be once again on Night Haven here, guys. We're on Striker. We're using hard breaches. We're using breach charges. This is another one of those hatch positions where our plan is to try to do vert and take the exo hatch. Now, technically, I could try to go get the, what is that room called? The Animus hatch as well. Not Animus hatch, is that right? I think it's Animus, right? Nanotech? I don't know. Whatever. But long story short, we're going for exosuit here. The idea is we're going to try to make vert for assembly as well as nanotech as well as exosuit. That's going to be like our plan in this current round. We're going to be playing sentry here, so that way we can bring breach charges as well as hard breaches. And then like I said, the other operator you could play in this type of position would be Hibana as well, but then you have the added risk of not having enough bullets to get enough kills. Right here, we're going to go ahead and catch ourselves a ratting vigil inside a kitchen here. He's playing inside of the storage, so we're able to get a very easy kill into him because we were able to get nice audio for it. Now right here, there's going to be holes in this vending staircase right here. I'm not really sure what the idea was with this. I think they were trying to go for like a sound night or so, but I'm going to go ahead and just swing aggressively for the holes that Decade made himself and get myself a very easy kill onto him right there through the holes, because he probably is just not really expecting that play. There is a world there where I died to his nitro cell though, so I do want to point that out. And then right here, we're going to go ahead and make vert for pillar. We're going to go ahead and make vert for the hallway by a, what is it called? Nanotech, and just to make sure nobody's on that door for the hallway. And then we're going to go ahead and just drop the hatch. Now, one thing that I will say is that I could have made vert for assembly as well in this position, but I decided against it because it would be much better to just push with my teammates aggressively here instead of letting my teammates flood in without me, if that makes sense. So I decided to flood in aggressively with my teammates so that way we can keep maximum pressure on the enemy team. Because as you see right there, if I didn't push aggressively, what would end up happening is my IQ would have sold his body, and then it would have been a 2v1 position instead of a 4v1 position that we did have. And that's the other thing that's really important to note, is that right there, since I did eat that nitrocell and I was like really low HP in that position, I'm essentially one shot with a buck while I'm solo queuing. So it's like, you know what I mean? Regardless of the fact, it's like, it's not that we're losing, but it's like, it's very winnable for the Warden, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, we're still technically in a good shape, but it's like, it's a lot more scary than it seems just because of the fact that we're kind of like split off from each other, as well as the fact that we don't actually have sight control yet. You know what I mean? So it's like, it just makes more sense to swing with my teammates instead right there. That way we can guarantee the round off of the Warden being distracted on one of the two of us, either me or the IQ, and we get ourselves easy kills to secure the round. Now right here, we're going to be attacking the kitchen bomb site on Night Haven here. The goal with this one, once again, guys, is we're going to be trying to get open the hatch, and then our goal is going to be to drop that hatch and look for some kind of execute onto back kitchen, because the idea with this bomb site is that if you can get control of kitchen, you pretty much have control of the whole bomb site. It's pretty much just how it works. It's because how it works is like kitchen is like a natural like stronghold, if that makes sense, on this map. So what ends up happening is when you take kitchen, you just have so much cover, so much ground to play, where it's just like very easy to control the bomb site if you basically hold that area of the map, basically. So right here, we're going to go ahead and hard breach open the hatch. I'm going to report my teammates because they're elo trapping me, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to drone, get back on our drone that was over by the drone hole. We're going to see one guy on this hop up right here. He doesn't know that I have a drone on him, so we're going to go ahead and grab a nice little yellow ping on him, and then we're going to go and drop towards the window to look for the wall bang. I could have dropped the hatch as well right here, by the way, to kill him as well like that, but I decided to drop towards the window because I feel like it was the safer and easier option in this position. Then we're going to go ahead and get back on our drone here. We're gonna end up seeing a Malusi rotating into kitchen as well. He's gonna be playing a prone angle, and there's actually gonna be another guy on this kitchen doorway as well. Now, technically, that guy that's playing right there should die to vert in this position, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop aggressively here to try to kill him first because he's most likely peeking the head holes in that position. Unfortunately, I'm gonna end up whiffing here, but he's gonna go ahead and just start quick peeking me, and I'm gonna go ahead and just pre-fire him out to get a free kill onto him. The Malusi rotated away in this position, and then my ace is gonna go ahead and jump in the side window. All I have to do now is play the natural fortress and just play cross position here, and then what's gonna end up happening here is the Malusi is gonna try to walk up, but not aware of my current angle, so I'm gonna get a free kill onto her. And then the last guy, to Ella, is gonna swing the kitchen door. I'm gonna get another kill onto her to secure the round. But hope you guys enjoyed today's step-by-step video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.